Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good one. Thank you for joining Free Power. We're so glad to have you here. Yes, we're going to get into Aptera, and they are moving steady ahead. They're getting ready to bring this vehicle out, and we get the opportunity to see them go full steam ahead. So let's get into this right now. Welcome back, everybody, to Free Power. We're so glad you could join us. We thank you so much. And Aptera is continuing on the move. We see that on the stock market. Well, actually, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and talk about if they got the financing to bring the Aptera to start producing it. And we're actually going to look at a couple of clips that they brought out when they were getting ready to start their IPO at the New York Stock Exchange on the Nasdaq. So let's take a look at this video.
Let's check out the different gates we got.
Yeah, we've been talking about our plan for quite a while now. It hasn't really changed on this slide, but it's really that the next $65 million of spend will get us into low volume production. That validates the full vehicle build, the production methodology, and starts delivering vehicles to customers. That amount comes from a lot of different financing, whether it be from equipment financing to debt to equity offerings. And obviously we're excited about listing on the NASDAQ tomorrow, and that being a real enabler for this and beyond. And moving past that, it's really all about high volume production, which is automated assembly mostly. It's how do you take the proven processes that you've done in low volume and then really kick things into high gear to start delivering not just thousands, but tens and tens of thousands of Aptera and getting us to that million vehicle goal in the next decade.
Awesome. Yeah, I noticed Aptera is now a public benefit corporation. Can you explain why and what that means?
We are. Our community-driven approach has really been something unique, but not just to us, but to the world of tech. To have such a following, so early on in a company's existence was just amazing, not just from the funding benefits, but also how we've received comments on how we're building the vehicle and had events and being able to talk through different features that we wanted to add to the vehicle, to support our community, to the real impact that we could have, not just here but globally. And that really led us to the belief of why aren't we codifying this mission to bring solar mobility to the masses in a more official way. And that's what a public benefit corporation does. It really puts purpose over profits. And, it's our obligation to the environment, it's our obligation to our community, it's our obligation to our employees, and yes, our shareholders to make this company the best it can be over the coming years and deliver as many vehicles as possible, driven by the mission to make the environment better, make our community better, and really bring this amazing technology to the masses.
Totally. Completely agree.
All right, so Chris Anthony's talking about this low volume production. That's this section right here. This block of green from there to there with the 65 million underneath it. And, this part right here, the brake and suspension calibration, the software testing, I'm pretty sure they're finished with all of that. As we know that with the software testing was done and everything looked like it was working fine. Of course, I don't know all the intel on that, but I'm pretty sure of that. And I believe the last thing will be the crash testing. I believe that's what they said they were going to do. And so everything underneath this umbrella right here, the validation vehicle builds, is pretty much done. And over here, we know that the first customer deliveries, of course, they got to get the vehicles on the road. And they basically have Artemis going around to different cities. I believe they were in Scottsdale, Arizona, Friday. So we should be seeing some videos on that pretty soon. And they're going to go to other cities as well. But that's going to help build up the reliability and the trust in the people that are going to be able to get their hands on the vehicle and, of course, have the opportunity to even drive it and test all these systems out. So there was something else that was brought out. There was a question that was asked, and I'm going to play that video, and then we'll go from there. So let's check this video out as well.
Cool. So the first question is, when will Aptera begin production? We get that one a lot.
We do. We certainly do. Well, Chris covered our funding goals earlier in the presentation, and production timing is very much validation and funding dependent. So right now we're focused on advancing those milestones, but in bigger ways than we've ever done before. Executing our equity line of credit agreement, for example, was kind of the first step in doing that.
Awesome.
Well, Tom brought out how they are going to complete this first bracket of the 65 million section and validation vehicle build plus the first customer deliveries. And he brought out that they were actually going to do that by completing the 75 million equity line of credit that they have with New Circle Capital. And I mean, that's a really good idea. That's why they went in business with these guys, to get that set up. And of course, also, I think getting their IPO out is also a big help to that. So this is really awesome how they are putting everything together, and they are really going to get there. They are actually moving forward, and I am so positive that they're going to come out now. And hopefully you are too, because this is going to move. Even though it's taken some time, those that have stuck with Aptera have really grinded out with them, knowing that they were going to do this. And Chris Anthony and Steve Fambro, that they were not going to let anything stop them. And that is proven true so far. But what do you think? How do you feel about everything that they've done so far? I mean, they've done just about everything they said they were going to do. And now that they're there, it's almost time for them to go ahead and start mass producing. So all they have to do is start crash testing, show the safety of the vehicle and how reliable it is. And then they're off to the people that they already have reservations to get their vehicle for. And that should work in line with what they have on the stock market. And speaking of stock market, let's take a look at this. So you can see here that on the stock market, they're not doing too bad. They've been all the way up to 11. Now they're down to 8.85 a share. And, you know, the only way they can go is up now. But once they start doing these other things, then their stock is really going to shoot up very quickly. So anyway, once again, what do you guys think? How do you feel about it? I think Aptera is doing really good. And I just wanted to show you this one last thing about what Steve Fambro said that actually validates all this. So let's take a look at this last video.
When can we expect to see the launch edition on the road?
Well, once we have all of our funding in place, we've always said pretty consistently about 9 to 12 months from when that funding is in place, and that's being worked on right now.
All right, as he brought out, he said that all that funding is being worked on right now. So no doubt they're going to get all that together, and Aptera will be out on the road. Oh yes, they are really pushing forward. And they're not going to stop there. We'll talk about this in another video, that they are actually going to push forward for other things that's going to make Aptera a worldwide known name. But once again, how do you feel about it? I know you guys are excited as I am. I am so looking forward to this year. I know things are really going to happen and everything is looking up for Aptera. But if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe, and you'll catch all my Aptera videos when they come out. But things are going to start rolling pretty fast from here on out. All right, you guys take care. We'll catch you in the next video. Later.